Yo, what up, guys? B5D here. In this video, I wanted to take a look at Nekhret the Great, a void affinity undead hordes faction champion who is known for being tanky. Yes, these are one of my favorite type of champions in Raid Shadow Legends to feature and talk about and use in any content. Tanky champions that cannot be easily one-shot or killed that easily. So he's one of the ones that is best known for doing the job of being a tank, a damage soaking champion for the entire team. Well, at least for one champion. Well, my favorite, I'll tell you, is Osoga the Warcaller, no doubt, because she does that job great because of her passive. But he comes in there and does it for one champion. Nekhret the Great ensures that one of your champions gets a bunch of buffs that protect them at least for that first turn or for 6 turns, so they don't die. Ally protection, shield, everything, block buff, block debuff buff, everything. It just puts it on them and makes them immune to all damage, well, almost immune to all damage that is coming in right there. As long as this champion is alive in your team in that first turn, second turn, one of your nukers or one of your squishy champions will not die. So the skill I'm talking about that makes that possible is a passive, actually, not even one of his skills. He places a block buff, a block debuff buff, and a 25% strengthening buff for 3 turns on the ally with the lowest max HP. That most likely will be your Candraphone, most likely will be your Foley, even maybe your Kale if you're still new to Raid. So whoever in your team has that lowest HP will automatically get all these buffs, strengthening, block debuff buff, ally protection 50% placed on them. The ally protection is for 6 turns, while the other buffs that he places on them is for 3 turns. 3 turns buffs is even crazy. So ally protection for every 6 turns is even more crazier. That means that damage dealer will take less damage the entire time that he's getting hit. So what people like to do is they try to kill Nekhret first, because as long as he's alive, that your damage dealer will survive. So that's what they try to focus on him, because he's going to be targeted and try to be killed first before they can focus on anybody else. You want to make this champion tanky. Yes, this champion is best known for is defensive based champion, but you want him built in high HP. If you can get high defense, fine, but his A1 is the only one that does that defense. Because of the shield he places on that your allies, you want him high defense. So another passive that makes this champion extra cool is that whenever an ally is attacked while under ally protection buff placed by this champion, he places a shield. That's the shield I was talking about right there. That's why you want him in high HP, so that this shield he places can be a fat one right there for your allies. So the shield is for 2 turns and it equals to 30% of this champion's max HP. So the shield will be a 30% of his max HP. So if you have him at 100k HP, he will place a 30k shield on your ally. Crazy, I know. That makes them another chance for them to survive a little bit longer, even with the ally protection already on them. This occurs only if the ally doesn't already have a shield. So if they do have a shield and it's broken before, then this will now proc and get a second shield on them. It also decreases the cooldown of this champion's Legion of Damn skill by 2 turns. That means he'll be able to reduce his cooldown of his A2. Yes, that's the skill right there. So what does the A2 do? Is it a special one? No, I don't think the A2 is that special, but it's its only damage dealing ability. Well, the A1 does do damage too, but the A2 I think is the one that does the most damage, because it allows other allies to join attack with him if they are under a buff that was placed on him in terms of ally protection. So if he has ally protection on them, 1, 2, 3 of your allies, they will join the attack. If only one person has ally protection, only that person will join the attack. In my team, it will be Candraphone, and his A1 hits really hard. So you want that ally protection on somebody who will hit hard with Nekhret, because on this team, I'll tell you, he's not built for damage. You will not see me building my Nekhret with crit rate, crit damage. This is a specialist champion and a tank, and we want to build him for the role in the team of a tank. HP, defense, and maybe speed. Resistance if you can squeeze that in also. But yeah, he has a lot to do in terms of the stats required, but he's a champion that needs high stats, high HP, high defense. So there's really no room to squeeze in defense. There's really, to squeeze in accuracy or resistance or high speed. No. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you 3 ways that you could build him, but I'm built him in only one way that I will be using him in. All right. The skill that makes him a little bit special besides the passive also is this one. When he takes a turn, he will go with this one of placing another block buff and another ally attack, another strengthening on somebody else. Because remember, once the battle starts, he has already used the passive to place this first one, right, on your first damage dealer who is squishy with low HP. So this one comes in and does it again for somebody else. So now you have two people protected with ally protection. Although this one is only for 3 turns though, while the other passive on the ally protection is for 6 turns. So this one is also the same thing as the passive, and it's to keep somebody else alive who is as squishy as your damage dealer in second in command, I guess. So this ally protection cannot be removed. The passive one too cannot be removed. So every other buff that he places can be removed. Block, debuff buff, strengthen, and all that can be removed. Even the shield can be removed by a Madam series that is high accuracy, right? So the only thing that will keep you alive in that instance is the ally protection. That's why you want this champion built in the set that I used on him, so that it's not only one buff that can be protected, the ally protection, but all other buffs can also be protected. So I'll be showing you my build why I decided to go that way. On the aura, this champion has an aura of resist in all battles. So if you want more resist, you want to put him in the leader slot in your arena teams, or if you don't have any other better aura, go ahead and do so. But defense HP in the aura lead will be better to use if you're going in a defense team, or even your speed booster arbiter can still be in your leader slot if you're going on a normal speed team of offense. Alright, that's Nekhret. On his A1, he does have a decreased attack that cannot be resisted, so you don't need accuracy on this champion. This effect cannot be resisted. He hits 3 times with that A1. Each hit has a 20% chance, a low chance of landing, but if he's booked right there, he can land it consistently. So defense on this A1, decreased attack, you want to target the one of the enemy's damage dealers and place the decreased attack on them with this A1 when your skills are not available to be used. On the blessing, I did go for lightning cage, which I don't think is the best one, but it has the ability to protect some of his buff that he's placing. So that's one that you could use, but I think polymorph is one that is nice for a team like this, especially if it's a go second team, so that when the enemies hit you, you could probably ship them. So brimstone is also a viable option right there too, because he doesn't bring damage, right? So you want him so brimstone can do extra damage right there on the enemies when they hit you guys. So brimstone is a nice one right there to use. I just selected the first one that came to mind, lightning cage, because I wanted to protect his buffs, but I found out that after the set that I used, I don't need lightning cage, so I'll probably change it to brimstone at a later time. For now, I'm gonna leave it there. Alright, that's Nekhret skills. For my masteries, before I go into his artifact, I'll show you that this champion is not bringing damage. I'm not going to be using this champion in anywhere in PvE content. Maybe Doom Tower in one instance, but he doesn't need anything from the offense tree. So defense and support tree is the best way to go for this champion. And speaking of the support tree, you don't really need much in terms of the end right there. You don't need all this high, nah. So the only thing that makes sense for Nekhret in the defense tree is at the bottom right there. Is either he's taking more damage from your allies, sucking more damage from them, bulwark, which will make him take that damage, or you're going towards a high resist right there. So 50 more resist if you're building a high resist Nekhret. Those are the two things he benefits from. I've not really seen a Nekhret build in that offense tree right there with War Master. He does hit 3 times on that A1, so I guess you'll be going Giant Slayer if that's the type of Nekhret you're building. But he's a tanky champion who soaks up damage from the allies. That's why he's going for these ones like this. I also selected this one that decreases the damage an ally receives from the first enemy hit, and he will take that damage also. When you're doing all this to your Nekhret, you want him to be tanky, else he will not survive all these hits that is coming in. One that is essential and beneficial to him is this one that has a 30% chance of extending the duration of any buff he casts. So of course he doesn't cast block damage, unkillable, or all this. So all his buff that he casts has a chance of being extended by an extra 1 turn. Talking about the ally protection, the block debuff buff, the shield and everything, this one has a chance to extend it. I also selected this mastery that has a small 5% chance of resetting the cooldown of his skills. So that's one that I selected. HP right there, since he doesn't need accuracy, and I've seen some people going for this one instead, that increases the value of his shield. This might be an awesome one right there too if you're going for a shield set Nekhret. All right, now let's check over this artifact set to see which one that most people are using on their Nekhret these days, and then I'll explain why I decided to go for this set you're looking for. If you're new to raid, you don't have crazy gear, the best set and easily accessible one for every player who is coming into the raid who just got Nekhret for the first time, also the best set you could give for him in the early game is a shield set. I'll tell you, shield set, that's it. So that's the shield set in the early game Nekhret when you're not yet building high level gold 5 content on. So even at gold 5 I still see some Nekhret in shield set. The shield set is easily countered most of the time in content, that's why I don't think it's a viable one. But if he's gonna be protecting that shield set, then I guess it's nice to have. But this is the best set I think is for early game players who are just trying to build a tank. You want him shield set, just like you see a Vogot and you see a what's his name now, this dwarf. Let me quickly click on him. Under Priest Brogni, always building a shield set. Because of that, they are high base stats for HP and defense. That's why most people build them in that set. So Nekhret is one of those champions with his base stat of 21k HP right there, which is perfect candidate for a shield set. So apart from a shield set, the next one that might be nice for him, since it's based on HP and he's going to be putting that shield based on his HP, the best HP set is Immortal. So high HP stats, if you're looking to go above 100, Immortal is the best way to go. This will give him some healing on his own also, if you don't have any other person giving him some healing along with him to keep him alive, because he's taking other ally protection damage. So this is also a viable one to give in the early game if you don't have the end game gear right now that I'm about to show you. Now for end game players in Raid Shadow Legends, they will tell you those two sets are not okay anymore. In the current meta, everybody is relying on these two last sets at the bottom of the pit right here. The first one that people started to use was Stone Skin, because when Nekhret is in a Stone Skin and a slow speed Nekhret, he takes no damage. All the ally protection hits that are coming in, he just sits there and tanks everything for 2 whole turns, right? So that's a viable way of building him. Now if you're gonna be using Stone Skin on your Nekhret and then he doesn't have high stats in terms of HP and defense, I don't think it's worth it. Even resistance is not there. That means bombs can easily 2 bombs and he's gone. That's why I did not want to put my Nekhret in a Stone Skin set. Most people would fight you, lose the battle, come back with bombs and win. That's how they run it when they see that you're running a Stone Skin Nekhret. So especially one that doesn't have high resist, bombs will land on that Stone Skin and blow him to pieces. So you don't want him to be so weak to bombs. That's why I decided to go for this second artifact set called Protection. This one allows my Nekhret to be used in high speed, not just as a defensive Nekhret. Yes, you can build your Nekhret for defense or for offense. So I think either way he's doing the same role, but the difference between those two is how fast he's doing that role. So for Stone Skin, of course, you want him to be extra slow, 130 speed, 120 speed. But for protection sets, you want him to be fast so you can actually come around to doing his protections. Yes, you want him to be landing this protection. So I did manage to get him above 200 speed for this. All right. If you did not know, protection set right there will help Nekhret to, 30% chance of protecting buffs cast by the wearer. So any buffs that he's casting, there's a 30% chance. I know it's low. It's low, yes, but it still has a chance of protecting those buffs from being removed or whatever. So that's why I put it on him. Is a viable set for Nekhret, and I did manage to get him in high good stats, better than I could do in shield set, better than I could do in Immortal or in Stone Skin. That's why I went for this set. Now this is also an opportunity for me to finally build a champion in protection set, because all the while I've been farming the Hydra in normal and normal and hard, I've not had an opportunity to use this set on anybody. So he's the perfect candidate for this set, and I was like, let me put my best ones on him, and it will help him keep my team alive and protect the buff that he's putting on them. So I did manage to get some speed. You see, I wasn't focusing on HP and defense, I was focusing more on speed a little bit right there. 13 speed on all the artifacts, 16 speed, because I didn't want him to have protection set and now be extremely slow below 200 speed. So even on the, I managed to get 18 speed right there. So even on the banner, I could have gone for a banner that has 6-star, but this I didn't have a 6-star banner that has speed. So the only banner I had with the 9 speed was this one, and it's a 5-star banner. So on the amulet, HP right there with defensive, substats, and resistance a little bit. And yeah, as you can see, I do not have good what do you call this set now? Where is it? Reaction banner. I don't have good reaction accessories to put on my Nekhret. These are the accessories you need to put on your Nekhret. So I'm talking about reaction banner, reaction ring, and reaction amulet. Once I have those 3 that are HP, I'll put it on them. For now, I don't need high resistance. That's why I'm not putting this banner on him right there. But if I need high resistance, I'll replace my HP chest with resistance, and I'll replace my HP banner with resistance. That will give him above 400 to 500 resistance, which probably is still not enough. In Madam Series will still debuff him at a higher level of the arena. That's why I'm not bothering. Like when my what do you call these things? My buffs are protected, I don't need resistance. It does mean that he will go faster down than anybody else, but at least he does his job and he protects them until they are able to take a turn. Alright, I've finished hyping Nekhret. Let me show you my total stat before we take him to content and test him out in the real world. I'm going to be testing this champion in only one content. PvP. This is not a champion for PvE. I'm not going to be showing you this champion in the dungeon. He doesn't belong there. But if you're new to raid and this is the only champion that is keeping your kill alive, yeah, sure, take him into the dragon, take him into the spider or whatever. But that's not where this champion belongs at all, I'll tell you. This is a PvP champion, and that's where he shines the most. 100k HP is what I was able to squeeze out with glyphs, all put in fully maxed right there, and speed of 234 is okay. I guess I could have gone up to 250 if I went lower on that resistance. So resistance 237 was just from the artifacts you're seeing right there. No crit rate, no crit damage. I love to see somebody building Nekhret in high damage though. A champion that is spending half of his time doing things for everybody else doesn't need damage, unless on that A2 when he finally gets to use it. Alright, that's his total stats right there. I hope it's impressive enough. Anything above 100k is impressive. I'll take it. Initially my build was at 80k and I was like, I'm not having it. I need to impress you guys with a 100k Nekhret, and I was able to do it with a 6-piece protection set right there. Let me know in the comments which other sets you're using to build your Nekhret. If you think stone skin is better, if you think protection is better, or you think shield set is better. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. All right, let's head over to some content and test this champion in PvP right now. Now the best, why am I going to the dungeon? I'm so used to testing champions in the dungeons first. No, the best people to use, I'm not a PvP specialist, I'll admit that. I'm not high-end platinum. No, I'm just going to test him against some general teams in go second setup, like a go second setup, right? Now you could probably put an arbiter in front and then he protects somebody else. Sure, I'll test that, but let me try a go second team first and see how he survives. I probably should put my, no, she needs to be in the back end so that she can take that damage. That aura of resist is not really helping me in this battle, but we'll do it. You always need somebody to bring back Nekhret from the dead in case he does go down. See, right there, he placed the buff and the... I'm waiting for them to do something. See, he survived. Well, almost. He could have died. Well, there he goes. So you do need somebody to revive him, but the point is everybody else survived and they will have a hard time taking me down right now. What do I mean? I'm about to go in with my nuke, and that's all you need, 1 ton. You just need a nuker that can take 1 ton, and that's what Nekhret does. He protects that nuker 100%, and that nuker takes no damage this entire fight until he can have a ton and then take them down. So it doesn't matter who is dying, doesn't matter who is going down, as long as Nekhret can keep that your nuker alive, and that's his whole purpose in the team right there, to keep him alive. So let's try another team right there to see what goes down with Nekhret when they finally take us down and all that. This is a negative affinity team. Why am I using Candlephone? I should have used my Foley right there. Nekhret, yes, will also protect Foley, but let's try it to see. Of course they'll go first. Of course they'll try to kill my team. Nekhret might go down because he's not like high defense Nekhret. That's the protection. And fear. He doesn't have high resistance. That's why he keeps getting all those debuff placed on him. But my Mitrala can cleanse it, I hope. Oh, they have some stuff on them. Cleanse. Alright, so he can now protect Mitrala again. And this is negative affinity team. I'm not killing anybody. Yes, I'm not going to kill anybody with that one. That's the protection. I'm going to use this one first. She doesn't even need it, but I'll just use it. Mitrala is strong. This is going to be a long fight. Now, why am I even using an epic champion in the place of Sandler Survivor? Is because I didn't want to go all crazy and add a Soga the Warcaller in that slot. I think that's an overkill or too much protection. Let's try to take somebody down. I forgot this is a double. Ooh, did you see that? Kandrafon A1 coming in clutch right there. Habitat disappeared from the surface of the earth instantly. So I'm gonna have to take down this. This is gonna be a long fight. Anything that has double revivers is always a long ass fight. Come on, I want to cleanse all this fear that is on me. Now I'm looking if he's actually protecting the buff that he's placing, but I'm not seeing it much though. Cleanse right there. Let's take out all that fear that is coming in. Decrease the cooldown of his skill. I'm gonna kill. Should I do Abita again? Yeah, let's take down Abita. Ooh, she's protected. Because if I take down this person first, Abita will revive her. That's why I want to take down Abita first. This is a long fight. I might quit. Or I'll wait for Kandrafon's ability to come back up. Why did I just waste that when they have block buff? Let's go for somebody else again. Yes! But Abita, my reviver, I knew it. I knew it. We got feared again. But we're taking no damage. This is a nasty fight. I just have to kill the two revivers, and I killed only one. And let's go for the second one. Come on. Please don't revive. That's the shield from Nekhret's passive placed on Kandrafon. Always protected the entire battle. I'm not going to waste my A3 right there. Let's go in for provoke. I missed it. Come on. Am I she gonna revive?
A few moments later.
Did I go in with the A1 again? Anyways, guys, I'll do just one more battle and see if you can find another team to beat in an offense kind of build. Let's see what I can do about that for offense. I guess you go something like a normal Habitat build in this team like this. But who goes off? Probably Lysandra, because now I do not need her. I do have a Nekhret, right? So I don't need her in that slot. I still do need that decrease defense, and I did not cleanse or that buff strip from Madame. So a team like this is still a difficult one to deal with. We might go first, and once we do go first, they will be in trouble because my Nekhret is not that slow, because he will now protect Abita, or he'll protect Madame, whoever has that lowest HP between two of them. Let's go. So off the battle, he started with this one. They might not even get a chance to take a turn. Oh, they did take a turn, and he's locked out. That's why you need a high resist Nekhret. Now he can't protect anybody else because he's locked out. Well, one day I'll take out the HP chest and take out the HP banner and replace those two with resistance. And if I do that, I think my Nekhret will survive longer and not be able to be locked out like this. But still, the important fact is my main damage dealer Foley is protected from all this, and he's about to cause some mayhem right now with the nuke. That's the important thing. So whether for offense team like this or for defense team, I've shown how it works. But me, I'll be using most of the time in a defense team. This for offense, I think Nekhret just, he makes sure that if you don't go first, your nuker does not die. I'll put it that way. So if their arbiter was faster, right, it makes sure that they will not be able to nuke my Foley or my Candrefond. Depends on the one I decide to use. But the best place I've seen Foley Nekhret being used is in defense. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this short, well, not that short, long battle, but the description was short. Let me know what you think about this Nekhret build in protection set. Do you think shield set is better? Do you think stone skin Nekhret is better? I'll have to learn more about this champion, and I did learn this one. I think I checked out, Scratch has a good video about Nekhret. Check that one out also, and I'll be testing this champion out and making sure I learn more about him and how to use him in especially 3v3 arena to finally climb to gold 2 in 3v3 arena. That's where I hope to use him, especially in my defense team, so people don't knock me down so much when it's reset time. Nekhret PvP champion, not that great in PvE content, but I guess we could find for some use for him sometime in the future. But for now, I'll be hoping to push arena platinum one day with this guy. Hit that like button right now in this video if you watch all the way to the end. I appreciate you guys. See you in the next one, and also don't forget to subscribe. Later, guys.